Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, we hear from transportation cabinet officials about preparing for the upcoming winter storm. And the president signs an order banning Wall Street investors from buying up single-family homes.
And the winter storm watch that was in effect has been upgraded to a winter storm warning. Details coming up.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. It is the calm before the storm, but a major winter storm is still headed our way this weekend. And today we have a better idea about how much snow and ice to expect. Let's begin our first alert weather day coverage with meteorologist Eric Dean.
That's right, Steve. We are now getting some consistency in this forecast, which finally some relief. Not good news, though, in terms of snowfall totals. We'll get to that coming up in a couple seconds. Winter storm warning is in effect for almost everybody in the WYMT viewing area. Winter storm watch is in effect for the counties highlighted in blue. This goes into effect Saturday at 7 a.m. and goes until Monday morning. When we have first alert weather days in effect until Tuesday, we will see temperatures drop substantially. Highs will go into the teens and 20s by Monday, so that snow is going to stick around for quite some time. First call for snowfall up to 12 inches near Louisa, Moorhead, as well as Irvin. 6 to 8 inches with ice from Somerset to Logan. Notice the lesser snowfall totals, but the greater the ice. About 1/4 inch of ice near Hazard over towards Williamsburg, Jacksboro, up to Grundy. 2 to 4 inches of snow with 1/2 inch of ice. So some places will see a lot more snow. Some places will see a lot more ice. We'll fine tune the timing coming up in the complete first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Some folks this morning already had to deal with a little black ice, but what we could see this weekend could be much worse. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to transportation officials about how they are preparing.
In freezing temperatures, the things you cannot see could be the most dangerous.
Well, black ice is just water that freezes on the road surface. It may look like the road is dry, but actually it's got just a very slight little coating of ice on it that makes it slippery.
While most of the precipitation is expected for Saturday, reports of sneaky road dangers were spotted early Thursday morning. Officials with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet say they are acting fast to pre-treat the roads ahead of uncertainty this weekend.
At this point, we don't know whether it's going to be mostly snow or if it's going to be freezing rain, which ends up being like black ice on steroids. Snow and ice removal is probably one of the biggest responsibilities that the Transportation Cabinet has, and it's one that we take very seriously.
Officials say practice common sense and know how to react if you come across black ice.
Obviously, take it very slow. Put your phone down. Don't be talking on the phone or texting while you're driving. Leave plenty of stopping distance behind the vehicle that's in front of you.
And stay aware of cold spots or the areas that don't see a lot of sun.
If you see a kind of a shiny glare or a shiny reflection, that's a good indicator that there might be black ice on the road.
But most importantly, if you don't have to be out, stay at home. In Breathitt County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Transportation officials say if you do start to slide on black ice, to steer with the skid, not against it. The Tennessee Valley Authority is also making sure the power stays on during this upcoming storm. TVA officials say they've been preparing all year for this kind of weather event. The company says they do not expect any major issues down in Tennessee. They say their big power lines are able to withstand wind, snow, and ice accumulation. They say their bigger concern is the frigid temperatures that follow the storm. That's why they've done some major work to prevent rolling blackouts like some down in Tennessee saw during Christmas of 2021.
Sure. So just in the last 2 years, for example, TVA has added more than 2,000 additional megawatts of generation, most of that natural gas that can be flexible, that are meant to be peaking units, which means when we have peak demand periods like we're expecting with cold temperatures, those units in particular are called on and are ready to go.
As temperatures are expected to drop next week, officials recommend you not run major appliances in the morning. This includes your washer, dryer, and dishwasher. They also recommend to lower your thermostat, which could help you save some money too. TVA says every degree that you can drop from what you would normally be comfortable at can save up to 3% per degree on your power bill. Many healthcare workers have to be at work to take care of the sick regardless of how much snow or ice there is. In Lexington, Camp Hero is making sure those caretakers make it safely to work. They have huge four-wheel drive pickup trucks that will take those working for free. Rocco Benzenyak is the driver of the Beast. He is also the founder of Camp Hero, a volunteer organization that provides mental health for veterans and first responders. He considers healthcare workers first responders, and he will use the Beast to get them to work during a snowstorm.
Actually, people who don't get snow days, they have to go to work. There are people there relying on them to come to work to take care of them. There are people there in the hospitals that need these healthcare workers there in order to live and survive.
Camp Hero will have 3 drivers this year, and they are looking for more volunteer drivers. A Madison County judge has granted a change of venue request for Shannon Gilday's murder trial. A judge issued that order today, with the trial and jury selection moving to Shelby County. Judge Cole Adams Meyer cited extensive media coverage and public familiarity with the case in Madison County that could prevent a fair trial. Gilday is accused of murder and other charges from shooting his way into the former home of former lawmaker Wesley Morgan back in 2022. Wesley's daughter Jordan died in the gunfire. New details surrounding the Crystal Rogers case. She vanished in 2015 in Nelson County. Her then boyfriend, Brooks Houck, is serving a life sentence for her murder. Now Houck is appealing his murder conviction to the Kentucky Supreme Court. His attorneys claim several mistakes were made during the high-profile trial. They claim the prosecution did not prove that Rogers was actually murdered and did not have physical evidence linking Houck to the crime. Houck's attorneys say he should either be acquitted or given a new trial. Now the judge will consider those claims and issue a ruling on the appeal. Today, volunteers were expected to come together at the Dunlow Community Center in Wayne County, West Virginia, to help those affected by the ongoing water crisis there. The community center is offering a place to shower and prepare food for up to 800 people. Center Director Bill Lykin says they're encouraging anyone affected by the water crisis to come pick up food that can be prepared without using water.
All these volunteers came in to help us to get ready for the pantry and give a little extra food so that the people don't have water and can't prepare the meals. Some of this food's easy to eat without cooking.
People can pick up food at the Dunlow Community Center from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. tomorrow. If folks want to shower there, they need to call ahead to schedule a time. Lots of challenges come with buying your first home. High interest rates, lack of inventory, and sticker shock. This week, President Trump signed an executive order that could help even the playing field. WYMT Washington correspondent Molly Martinez explains.
President Trump signing an executive order Tuesday that bans Wall Street investors from buying up single-family homes en masse. Corporate landlords have been using this buy-to-rent strategy since 2012. It eats up inventory, keeps prices high, and boxes out would-be first-time homeowners. Michael Negron with the Center for American Progress says corporations like Blackstone only own about 1% of all single-family homes nationwide.
It doesn't seem like it's a major factor nationally, but in some Sunbelt markets like Atlanta, Phoenix, Houston, Charlotte, and others, it is a big deal. Institutional investors own anywhere from 20 to 30% of homes for rent.
That corporate advantage makes it much harder for individuals and families to break into the market.
If you're a home buyer and you've got your down payment, you might find yourself up against an institutional investor who can buy it with cash.
President Trump's executive order aims to end that practice.
Homes are built for people, not for corporations, and America will not become a nation of renters. We're not going to do that.
The executive order gives individuals, not corporations, first dibs on foreclosed homes. It's a Biden-era rule that President Trump reversed and is now reinstating. It also sets reviews for acquisitions by large institutional investors. Negron says it's a start, but to truly address the housing crisis, we simply have to build more homes. In Washington, I'm Molly Martinez.
Ghislaine Maxwell is scheduled for a deposition on February 9th before the House Oversight Committee. Kentucky Congressman James Comer says he expects her to appear, but then plead the fifth. Maxwell is serving time after being convicted of child sex trafficking. She is a former girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein, who the committee is investigating. The federal government is expanding its immigration crackdown. ICE agents are now being deployed in Maine, and officials say they are going after the worst of the worst. It's being called Operation Catch of the Day, an immigration enforcement operation starting this week in Maine. The Department of Homeland Security is targeting about 1,400 people. Lawmakers from Maine are responding. Republican Senator Susan Collins said, quote, "People who are in this country legally should not be targets of ICE investigations," end quote. But she's also making it clear that people who have entered the country illegally and engaged in criminal activity should be, quote, "subject to arrest and deportation." One Democratic congresswoman says she is concerned after seeing recent ICE operations in Minnesota.
Following on what we've seen in Minnesota, we are very worried, and people in our state are very worried that they're going to do a broader sweep, that they're just going to show up at places of business or schools.
So far, residents in Maine's two largest cities, Portland and Lewiston, have reported seeing more immigration officers. At this stage, there's no indication how long it will go on. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, one company is recalling its treadmills. We'll tell you why.
And consider this the calm before the storm. Details coming up.